Music. My name is Mooski, and today I am joined by two of some of the best musicians that you guys are ever going to have the pleasure to hear. Tom McFarland and Josh Lloyd Watson, aka the duo that has created the band Jungle. They have gone from boyhood best friends to worldwide sensations, and it's a pleasure for me to have them. Welcome to Much Music Canada, guys. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good, man. Thanks for having us.
You gassed us up. You gassed us up.
That was nice. That was sweet.
Hey, listen, I call it how I see you, boys. All right. I have to be honest with my Canadians as they get to know our friends over the pond. A lot of people know your story of how you two grew up together side by side. You used to have ladders that you would climb and put up against your fences to hang out. But the question I have for you is, to end all debates, did you ever find out or decide if the skateboard was broken that Josh gave you?
It wasn't a skateboard, it was a guitar, and it was definitely broken. It had 3 strings, and so yeah, 100% definitely broken. But got it fixed. Probably wrote our first couple of songs together using that guitar. So
that's folklore, bro. That's folklore. We never played that guitar. That's why I was trying to get rid of it to you.
Basically. Yeah, I was gullible. I was just super gullible. He was like, "I got this sweet vintage guitar that I want to sell you." I was like, "Yeah, okay. How much do you want for it?" He was like, 20 quid. 20 quid, mate. You ripped me off.
So your journey started there in terms of your friendship. You were in a band called Born Blonde.
But we were originally in a band called L-Shaped Room, and that was
the first band.
That was the first band.
That was our first band.
Actually, funnily enough, that was the band that we wrote "Loving in Stereo," the song in, and which is now the name of the third record. So.
How cool would it be for you guys at 14 years old to look at Loving in Stereo then and look at it now? Would you guys think that Jungle was super dope, or how would you guys feel about the band, do you think, at that young age?
I probably would have liked the music for sure, because I think essentially what Jungle was the ultimate way of expressing ourselves and channeling all the things that we actually loved. Because I think for a long time you spend a lot of your youth trying to please other people or fit into a scene because you're quite naive and not necessarily you don't necessarily know yourself super well at that age. And yeah, you just spend a lot of time sort of hopping between phases essentially until you really find your own rhythm in life. And that's what Jungle is for us. So yeah, I hope we would have liked it and digged it as kids.
Doug, bro.
Doug. Is that the past tense? I dug it.
With this record, do you guys feel that you've been more calculated than you were on the first album because you've grown so much in between these 2 tapes?
I think we sort of it's more about learning about your creative process, and it's more the antithesis of the second record. We had a difficult second record process for sure. Where at points we didn't want to do it, we were lost back then, and I think that we promised ourselves that we would never get ourselves into that position again, where it was hard or where it was strenuous. So for us, it was actually about accepting all the ideas that came and not really bringing doubt into the process, not trying to seek this idea of perfection, just accepting and letting your gut guide you. And I think that just opened up so many doors and opened up so many kind of pathways in our brains to allow what's inside of us to come out.
I think sometimes you just got to let go, and I think actually we're now at a place where we're seeking imperfection and we're not trying to drive down that road too much. I think obviously we want stuff to sound good. So there's a sense of, really honing your craft and making sure that you can really finally realize the visions that you have in your head for songs and tracks and sounds. But yeah, actually, I think actually this process has been a sort of process of letting go of perfection and realizing that the simple ideas and the beautiful mistakes are part of what makes something great.
And you guys had sort of that understanding in making your music videos. Now, you guys shot 3 videos a day for 5 days, essentially. And Josh, I know you take a big role when it comes to the directing of that. So how was leading what Tom is saying into the music videos, letting imperfection work, going with your gut feeling? How did it feel to really flow in between all of those music videos?
Yeah, I think it's definitely about just letting go and allowing the natural events that sort of take place before you to kind of show themselves. And as soon as you try to force something or you try and go against the grain, you bring in resistance and doubt. And I think resistance and doubt always just cause friction and makes things difficult. And sometimes you just have to let the natural, the way of things proceed and just accept. And if you put the right people in the right place and make sure the camera is rolling, you do all your prep work, then basically it's sort of a chemical reaction. Whatever happens, happens, and you have to accept that. And there are videos that have exceeded our expectations, and there are videos that don't quite live up to our expectations. But that's sort of the part of making art. You make some paintings which are great, and some paintings which are even better, and some paintings which you just want to throw in the bin. But it's just part of the experiment.
Getting into your guys' roots in the UK, you grew up in London. I know that Tom is a QPR fan. I know that you're a Chelsea fan, Josh. So how cool is it for you guys to be brought into the FIFA soundtrack? That must have been a surreal moment for you. And how did that even come about? How does one make themselves onto a FIFA soundtrack?
I mean, like, your guess is as good as mine, mate. Literally, like, one day our manager just well, actually, there's a funny story for the first one, because that was 2014 and there was a World Cup that year, and you know how they sort of do like the World Cup edition. Sam's not like a massive football, like he doesn't really understand sports. Like, fair enough, some people don't, it's just not their vibe. And he was like, yeah guys, I've got you a sync for the FIFA 14 World Cup edition. And we were like, oh cool, yeah, that's cool. You know, maybe they'll put us on the real soundtrack in September when they drop that version. One of my friends messaged me being like, did you realize Busy Earning is like on the soundtrack, like the demo, like the kind of like the main advert for FIFA Online? And we were like, what? I was like, mate, someone's like put Busy on this like FIFA advert. Like, are you sure we like okayed that? Is that cool with the label and everything? And he was like, oh yeah, guys, you're actually on the full game, not the World Cup version. And so like we found out just like completely by accident, because our manager didn't really know what was going on. But so yeah, man, it's super cool. Like, and then we got it again on the 2018 soundtrack. So fingers crossed we can get the hat trick. That'll be pretty sweet.
Hey, you guys can get a hat trick figuratively on and off the pitch. Now, you guys do have a connection with Canada. Of course, you've played at Oshiega before. You've been to Toronto. So I have to ask you guys, what is your favorite Canadian city and why?
That's quite tough for me, because my dad's actually my dad's parents are Canadian, from Toronto, so I've got a lot of family in Toronto. Shout out to the fam, the Bulls. But actually, like, I love Vancouver. Like, I really think it's pretty cool up there on the west coast, and just like having the mountains next to the sea. I mean, I love Quebec City. I've been there before. It's kind of like some weird little Disney set, isn't it? And then Montreal is just wild, good times, party. Like, every gig in Montreal always like kicks off in the best way possible. So I like them all, man. I can't pick.
All of them.
I can't pick. I love Canada.
What's that mountain up the road from Toronto? It's like a small little ski resort, Blue Ridge. Blue Mountain, yeah. I went there once. I spent New Year's Eve there once. Don't ask why. Just did. So that sticks in my mind. And it's actually where Busy Earning got like finished in some way.
That's
I remember
true.
having it on
That's
the
where
laptop.
the synth went down.
I remember sending you bits.
Yeah, that's where the profit came.
Oh my god! This is it.
He took his synth on Christmas holiday to Canada. You know, the profit.
Right now, it's time for the Canadian slang test. A lot of this, like I said, comes from UK slang, but let's get into it. All right. First off, ute. Do you know what a ute is?
Yeah.
Ute, like a kid, like a young
member of the gang.
Okay, nice. Exactly. There we go. That's a good way to put it. Tom. A ting.
A ting. A ting can be a couple of things, right? Yeah. If a girl's a ting, she's buff.
Okay. Nice. And then what?
But it also could be a drink. So I don't even know.
Yeah, ting Caribbean soda, very nice. Grapefruit.
Those are delicious. Okay, I like that you guys touched on both of those, especially with a lot of the Caribbean flavor in Toronto and in Canada. Nice it.
I have not heard that. Nice it. No, nothing on that.
What would your guess be? Nice it. I'd just be like, nice it.
Okay, like sack it off. Don't do it. Nice it. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Money in the bank. Yeah, it's like nice it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like I'm trying to go to this party. You're like, nah, nice it. We're not going to that. A sweeter man.
A sweet with a D or a T. Or a sweet man.
Sweeter man, like a sweeter man, like sweets. A sweeter man.
Okay. Drug dealer.
The fact that you both said that in sync.
I mean, where you get your sweets in, do you know what I mean? You got to get your
not the answer.
You're probably wrong.
It's an incredible guess. A sweeter man is a guy who's like really good looking. He's suave with the ladies. Like he's just sweet. You know, he's a sweet looking guy.
So a drug dealer.
Okay.
there's that. Final two here. We got bear.
Bear. There's like lots of. If there's like bear, there's bear yats in the place. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like bear.
Mm-hmm. It'd be like, there's lots.
That's
you know, it's
bear
like there's bear pen. Yeah, exactly. It's like they're bear paintings, you know.
Yeah.
It's very British, that.
Yeah.
Bear painting.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Top Boy recently, guys. So excuse my inner dialogue.
That's sick. Yeah.
And then finally is cuzzo or cuz.
Like bro, innit? It's like yes, cuz.
That's
like your
what it
mate.
is. Yeah, look at that. You guys did
Yeah,
pretty
there we
well
go.
there. I think
We're down,
Like,
we're down, man.
like-
Don't worry.
yeah, I know you guys are down with it, man. I appreciate it. Look at that.
I think that's like 8 or 9 out of 10 vibes for me. That
Yeah, it was. I think you guys got like 7 out of 8 or 7 out of 9. That was
There we
incredible.
go. Top of the leaderboard.
The Boys of Jungle, we can't wait to see you guys in Canada. It's going to be a wonderful journey to bring you back across the pond. Thank you for joining us on Much Music. I appreciate it.
Thanks, dude. Take care of yourself.